Hi everyone, I'm Flora and welcome to The Powder of Makeup, a panel about makeup, what we do with it, and how it's changed us. Today I have with me the wonderful Dear, Cash Monet, hashtag Trashly, and Miss Nemesis.
Hey.
Everyone, please feel free to introduce yourselves, like your name, your username, what type of content you stream on Twitch, your preferred pronouns, and also just a heads up to everyone, we will be taking questions towards the end of the panel. So if you'd like to ask a question, please use your channel point redemption option under the chat.
Mm-hmm.
So, Dear, if you'd
Should
like to
I
go
start?
first. Yes.
I'm in the upper left. Hi, everybody. I'm Dear. My name is Dear. Let's play what you fear. I like to play scary games here on Twitch, but I also love makeup. Most of my shows start with a makeup portion, so I love makeup. I love makeup. I adore makeup. Literally, like if I'm like, okay, I've worn this hair a million times. I've worn this outfit a million times. I've done everything a million times. But like if my makeup can be on point, that's when I feel my fiercest. That's when I feel my best. So the powder of makeup is real.
Cash, please go ahead.
Hi everyone, my name is Cash Monet. I'm from San Francisco, California. I have live shows on my stream. Every Monday we have pillows, and then on every Wednesday I have a drag editing, video editing, and photo editing called Drag and Drop, and that's where you can like watch me edit stuff, give me some feedback, or learn about editing. So tune in if you want to learn how to like make that drag number or like face tune that face.
Miss hashtag Trashly.
Hi, I'm hashtag Trashly, drag Trashly on Twitch here because garbage can entertain you. I like Dear. I also stream makeup before maybe most of my streams. I love makeup because I do love my favorite part of drag is the transformation, and makeup definitely is a huge part of that. And for me, it is a challenge, and I love a challenge.
Nemesis, please go ahead.
Hey everyone, I run the network around here. Well, not here, but on twitch.tv/Nemesis Network every Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, and Sunday. I do the same thing. I do my makeup on stream. I also play a lot of retro games, a lot of fun stuff. But I went to school for makeup, and I'm a certified makeup artist in SFX and like wedding and hair and all that fun stuff. So I love makeup.
We all love makeup. It's so much fun. Let's start with our first question. What was your first introduction to makeup, and how long have you been doing it? Dear can lead us off.
I have been a makeup artist for about 13 years, for so long. It feels like forever, but I've loved makeup since I was a kid, and when I became a teenager I started to wear it myself, and I like to do it on my friends. I like to do it on my mom. I love makeup, and I just think it's so cool, and it's so empowering. You can transform, like people can see your art on your face, and that's just awesome to me. I don't know why I'm going off on a tangent, but I've been doing it for a while, and I'm passionate about it.
How about you, Cash?
Well, I actually didn't start getting into makeup until I started doing drag. So maybe, I think 5 years ago is when I started doing makeup. I never went to school for it, so I just kind of just played around and had fun with it.
You look stunning.
Oh, thank you.
I'm just staring at you.
I'm looking at the blend, and I'm just kind of jealous.
All the details.
The color placement and the details. Yeah, the details are so exciting to me.
Thank you so much.
I could stare at you forever.
Please
How
do.
about you, Trashly?
I think the first time I actually had makeup on my face was probably from my older sister and my cousin when I was very young. They dressed me up, made me feel beautiful, and I felt like I belonged with them. I've always looked up to my sister and my mom. But the actual first time I did makeup on myself was high school theater with these shitty Ben Nye. Well, I don't know if they're shitty, but they're these Ben Nye theater kits, and basically they're just like, put a lot of eyeliner on, put all the mascara on, and that's all. And so it was just like two big black balls on stage, singing or acting. But yeah, that was my first, basically theater.
What about you, Nemesis?
I think the first time I started dabbling, I wanted to do like a mix of like horror and drag. So I started
Ugh, love
experimenting
that.
with SFX a lot. So I did like the cool like latex around the mouth, all that fun stuff. And then I did like beauty from up here. And that's kind of where I dipped into where I wanted to go to school for it. I went to school at Makeup Designery in New York City, and they teach you like all the fun stuff. They do all of it. They do glam and they do gore. So it was a really fun experience. And I mean, I've been doing drag for 6 years now, and that's where I started when I'm doing the SFX stuff. So it's been a fun ride.
That's so awesome. Oh my God. Could you guys describe, what was the first time you tried makeup? Like, what is your first memory of either playing with makeup or putting it on your face, and how did it make you feel? Go ahead, dear.
I've told this on my stream before, but like, before I ever even wore makeup, like, I remember I was in the 3rd grade and we were doing like, it was some sort of like, it was like the Pilgrims or something, some sort of project like that. And I drew a girl and I put red lipstick on her. I put like makeup on her. Like, she just looked, painted the house down, boots, yes, God. And like, I recall my teacher was like, actually, I don't think it was 3rd grade. I think it was 2nd grade. But I remember that my teacher was like, that's not historically accurate. You have to erase it and try it again. And I remember I cried to my mother, and she called my teacher, and she was like, let him paint that little girl. Let him express himself. Just let him. And that always stuck with me because like my parents are so encouraging about art. And so I just felt free to do makeup. And I first started wearing it myself in like high school, and I was that like weird kid that had like eyeliner all over my face.
Was it part of like the early 2000s emo phase?
It wasn't quite that, but I suppose it would have worked with that. I sort of saw I was inspired by like Rocky Horror and like glam kind of stuff.
That's awesome.
But,
how about you, Cash?
Yeah.
Well, actually, Nemesis, now that you said that you did like FX, actually my first early memories of doing makeup was doing special effects because I loved movies. I loved horror movies and stuff. But my first time in drag, I think the feeling that I could describe it was greasy. I didn't know about setting powder.
That's great.
And
Speaking of which, I need to
on the eyebrows, and greasy really sums it up for the first 6 months of drag.
It was a natural glow.
Yeah, I was.
She was glowing.
What about you, Trashly? When did you first get into makeup?
I'm still not over Deer's historically accurate pilgrim. What the teacher's like, take off the makeup, like give her syphilis, put a polio blanket by her, make it extremely historically accurate.
Any more makeup and she'll be burned as a witch.
People were not this beautiful back then. Dull it down a little bit.
I think so. I think when I started drag, like I really just tried to be like, okay, I only need just like a little bit of eyeliner, just a little bit of mascara.
Oh no!
So it was always just like
chapstick girl.
I think the more I did drag, the more I added.
I remember those days.
I do feel like every time I did makeup, though, I would always look at myself and be like, oh my God, I am the most beautiful drag queen in the world. Like it's just like this great feeling. And I get it every time I do my makeup, every time I finish, I'm just like, oh my God, look at her. And it's just this feeling of like self-empowerment that I don't normally get throughout my day as the computer programmer.
Yeah.
That really is what makeup is. It's empowerment.
It makes you feel like your best self.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And Nemesis, how did you start out?
I touched on it a little earlier already, but I remember bouncing off of what Trashly said. I remember like one of my first times, I remember I didn't think I needed foundation, and I would like do like everything and then be like, my skin is just so flawless, I don't need anything. And I remember looking at it like, and I would do contour and everything else, and it would just look like mud on my face and no foundation blend. And I have freckles underneath all of this, so it looked like crazy with all the freckles, and it was wild. But yeah, why I like doing like crazy concepts, like everything like that. So really experimenting and having fun with makeup is what I think is the most important. Like experimenting, trying new shapes, and doing lots of fun new things to keep it like entertaining, because you don't want to get bored of makeup.
Exactly. To branch off the previous question, I want to know, like, what was the first time that, like, if you can remember the first time you did or tried drag makeup rather than like playing with makeup, when was the first definitive, I'm going to do drag today? What was it like?
Me or Dear?
Dear, sorry.
Oh, sorry.
I keep going first. You go, Nemesis. You go.
Yeah, Nemesis, go.
I guess so. Me just like inserting myself into the conversation. I remember I used to do a lot of I used to be really competitive, and I used to do a lot of competitions, like live shows or like drag shows at clubs or online competitions. So I'd always push myself to do those. There's still images of stuff that's somewhere, and I don't want to talk about it, but it's definitely baby drags.
I've seen it.
Yeah, that's how me and Dear met, was those competitions, those baby ones. Because Dear would be like, oh my god.
I was like, oh my god, you're so beautiful, and like.
Yeah. I used to only wear purple eyeshadow, no foundation, but it was a time. I don't remember covering my brows either. It was something else. Baby drags is kind of scary to look back at, but definitely a fun era, I guess.
Oh,
we
totally.
can all relate to that, I think.
Started somewhere.
Yeah, we were a little scary.
It's always brows. I look back at the eyebrows, I'm like, what were you thinking? Who said that was okay?
Yeah, literally.
Who signed off on that?
Yeah.
Honestly.
Cash, how about you?
Well, like I said, it was very greasy. I just started doing drag because I was actually doing a lot of backup dancing for another drag performer, and I was just like, I could do this, right? And yeah, I just remember, going to the drugstore or like purchasing like BH cosmetics because it was like $5 for shipping. You can't pass that up. And I also remember just using those products from like the beginnings for at least maybe like a year or two, because I felt like even if the products were like cheap and stuff, like I could still make them the best that they can. So, but that was like my early years of drag.
Yeah, it's more about learning the technique rather than having the nicest products.
And since I was just starting doing drag, or makeup in general from the get-go with like no like classes or whatever, it is a long process, everyone. It's long and you gotta learn, and oh my gosh.
Practice makes perfect.
What about you, dear?
I just want to what was the brand you mentioned, Cash?
BH Cosmetics.
BH Cosmetics. When you said that, it reminded me of Coastal Scents. Do you remember that?
Which one?
I think it was called Coastal Scents. Isn't that what it was called? It was like Morphe before Morphe was Morphe. It was like wholesale from AliExpress, basically, but they it was really. I just recall that brand. Anyway, what was the question? I'm just thinking of Coastal Scents. Someone Google it. I'm probably making it up.
Do you remember the first time you did drag makeup? Like the first time you intentionally said, I'm going to put on drag?
Oh, okay. Yeah. Halloween. Can anyone relate? Halloween?
Yes. 100.
It was like Halloween when I was a teenager was when I was like, I'm just gonna express myself in makeup, and I just started wearing makeup to school, and then I would wear more and more and more and more. And for the longest time I was like, this isn't drag, this is me. But at the same time, it's like I was expressing myself and it just led me to drag. I mean, I resisted it so long, but now I'm loving it. But Halloween, definitely Halloween.
Yeah?
But when I started, it wasn't like drag makeup. I was doing impersonations of celebrities. I was like, this year I'm going as Helen Mirren, and that was the first time I think I truly did I went out in drag, and then I was like Daenerys, and then then I would go to the gay bars, and then I saw other drag queens, so I'm like, ooh, I kind of like this. Let's see, how can I be more like them? They look sickening.
It was sort of like cosplay.
Yeah.
I love. Chashley, put your mic closer to you. Can you do that? Can you ASMR me?
Yes, hello. Moving my
Um,
closer, throwing away my BH Cosmetics contour kit that I still use.
I still use it too. Don't get it twisted. BH Cosmetics so good.
I want it.
okay, so the next question I have is a bit of a combined one. I want to ask how everyone kind of went about learning makeup. Everyone did touch on Cash. I believe you said you were self-trained. Nemesis went to school for it. How do you think the way you went about learning makeup affected your style, and just how you view makeup overall? We can start with Trashly. Just let us know.
Sure. Yeah, I started watching for drag makeup. I started watching YouTube tutorials because I started watching Drag Race, and I like Miss Fame had her. I think Miss Fame was one of the first tutorials I watched, and oh my god, that was
So gorgeous.
that was so much
Yeah.
of like she's so good at makeup, but I don't think that those are great tutorials if you've never done drag makeup before, because it's always like,
Yes.
now I'm using brush A32672 for this spot on my eyeball just above the cut crease. I'm going to take color A, Anastasia Beverly Hills G4270, and just do a little stroke here. I'm gonna like, it was just like,
Very
and that was
nice.
the whole tutorial, and I'm just like, I don't know what's going on, but I'm gonna follow this with this Maybelline and this blush brush, and I'm gonna see what I can make out of it.
In the BH Cosmetics.
BH Cosmetics.
Yeah. But yeah, it was mostly YouTube tutorials. But I think it was also a lot of the evolution in my drag. What made it better was actually working with other drag artists. I know Helvetica, who's a drag queen that was based in New York, and now I think she's in Toronto. She came over. I was friends with her before we both did drag. She came over. She just like helped me paint my face once, and like I felt like that was like a moment in where I saw my drag makeup get so much better after that day. Another one, working with Deer, even over Zoom. That one night, not even too long ago, we just did makeup together, and she's like, "Yeah, I do this and I do this," and I'm just like, and I'm learning, new things that I can do and apply to my face, and take those things and apply it to my everyday drag.
There's a lot of community teaching that comes with being in makeup. Just asking your friends how to do things. It's so much more personal than a YouTube video. Nemesis, you went to school for makeup. How would you describe that? How it affected your drag?
I definitely think it had both positive and negative aspects. There we go.
Two words at once.
You got there.
I have caffeine in my system. it's doing something. But so when I went to makeup school, we didn't learn drag makeup, obviously, because you're not really going to do a lot of drag on clients unless it's a Halloween makeup. It was really a character choice. But I went to school and they taught us hair, bridal, and then we did SFX. So they really taught us how to work with like minimal and really focus on the minimal and do all of that and hold back. So like, I think that's both a positive and a negative for drag. You want to do a minimal, but you also want to do more because it is drag, if that makes sense. But it definitely has affected how I do hair. It definitely has affected how I do photos. I think photos are really important when you do makeup because you're obviously capturing what you're doing. And we had photography classes. And it definitely affected just like how work ethic. I also think that's important for makeup, how you're doing it, how you're even your station, all of that stuff. Like literally anything you can think of makeup, we practice it in school. It was literally insane. I had mental breakdowns every day, but it was worth it. I'm certified. So.
What about yourself, dear?
Well, I've loved makeup for a very long time. So I taught myself how to do makeup, but when I was 19, I started working at MAC, and they like put you through the ringer. Like they challenge you, they force you to grow. Like you only get hired there if they see potential, like something to build off of. And that led me to where I am today because I worked with MAC for so long. They keep you on your A game at all times. And I loved working there to learn makeup because they just like literally they put you into situations that you don't want to be in, and it forces you to experience it and grow. But something that Nemesis was saying, how like they learned how how to go about a makeup, and not just the makeup, like the station and the products that you're using and like everything like that. Sort of related to that, like I love deliberateness in makeup. Like I like every stroke and every shape and every saturation of color to be like recognized. I like attention to detail, and I think you have to have attention to detail to have a nice station where you're working, and to have a nice makeup result you have to have attention to detail. I'm attracted to makeup with a lot of story and things going on with it. So like Trashly talking about Miss Fame, love Miss Fame's makeup because it's complicated. I love looking at anyone that's here, Flora, Cash, Trashly, Nemesis, like all of us here have like our style, but we also have attention and purpose behind the makeup, and I just love that. It just speaks to me.
Cash, you are self-taught. Can you please explain what that process was like for you?
Sure. So I was performing. I performed a lot early on in my drag career. So I was performing weekly at some places. And how actually I learned how to do like specific styles and looks is, and I've actually done this on stream, is that I would replicate someone else's makeup. So I actually did replicate Deer's makeup one time for one of my streams, and I feel like I'm like really good at like attention to details, so I can get like all the shapes right and like figure out how they do this and do that. And even though they're not there right in front of me, I learn like how to do this specific eye shape, or like I try and figure out how they did like this specific shadowing or color. And throughout the years, I would just if I feel like it, just maybe like replicate someone else's makeup, and then maybe I'll use what I learned and like apply that to what is like my quote unquote normal face, like normal drag face. So it's been a process of just like seeing what other people do and just being inspired by what I see in front of me.
Yes,
Awesome.
Trying new stuff. I love that.
Can I add to that?
Please go ahead.
I think really important, something really important with makeup is knowing your face and what you're working on. I think
Yes.
With like clients especially, or even yourself, I think I know people have signature makeups, but sometimes they don't necessarily work on your face, and that's okay. But like you'll be like, it's not your fault, it's just like your preferences internally that you're like, oh wait, why is this not working? Like what's going on? You want to try, like you want to know the I say this to everybody that comes in my chat. They're like, what is your number one tip for makeup? And I'm like, you need to learn your face, learn the creases, learn how your face moves, all of the architecture of your face, like so you know what you're working with, because something's not going to magically like appear. Like if you have a nose, you need to work on like which side you're contouring it. Sometimes my eyes are uneven, so I put an eyebrow higher. Like it's just simple things that you learn working with your face, right?
Yeah.
So
If you have a nose.
Absolutely.
yeah.
Oh.
Absolutely though, I'll let Trashly talk in a second. That is such a good point, because it's like assessing your canvas. That's the sign of a great makeup artist, not just a good makeup artist, but a great makeup artist is one that assesses the canvas and takes the idea or the concept and molds it and melds it into the bone structure. And that's what I really like about anyone with a really distinct style, is like when it doesn't just like look like it was pasted on, like it looks like it works with the rest of the things on the face. Like
yeah, they know themselves.
Exactly. Like they take into account the negative space and the distance between the features and like the textures of the face. Like it just it creates a beautiful masterpiece when you look at those fine details and apply them to the makeup. I love that. Okay, Trashly, hi.
Yeah.
I was just laughing. I had nothing to say.
Okay.
I think I was just giggling.
I want to ask who or what influenced your makeup style? Now, I know we all kind of learn from, like you said, we learn from certain people to begin with, and then we kind of like develop it on our own. Who or what did kind of changed how words are hard. How did you develop your style?
So I think it's important what Nem said. I'll go first. I think it's important what
Trashly, take in charge.
Please go ahead, Trashly.
no, just like I feel like I've had to like guess and test with different parts of my makeup to figure out what looks good on me, and that's kind of what I gravitate towards in terms of like my makeup style. So I usually always do black brows because I think they're easy, and I'm not good at doing like an ombre effect.
Yeah.
I start them in my cut crease because I'm not good at that. So you know, maybe with more practice, or just you know, just practicing more, or trying other styles, that, you know, I might be able to do something else. But like I said before, I always like stealing from other queens, like Deer's lips. I love doing the Deer lip, but I've stolen, you know, parts of that, in that, you know, doing a little bit of highlight under the corners or at the Cupid's bow. So yeah, just I think it's just like I said previously, throughout, just like seeing other drag queens and working with them influences me a lot.
What about you, Nemesis?
I take so I'm currently 21, so I grew up on a lot of like television programs that were really like Drag Race, America's Next Top Model, Project Runway, and they're really makeup based, and they do a lot of like with fashion and stuff. So that's really where I get some of my inspiration from, where I get a lot of my fashion and makeup styles from. But I also grew up with a lot of like dolls and Bratz dolls. My brand is Nemesis the Bratz doll. And I would love to, like, that's why I do the certain eye shape, because I want it to look like the extended eye, like a Bratz doll. I don't look exactly like a Bratz doll today because I am blue, but I definitely take a lot of inspo from them.
Yeah, Mustard High.
Mustard High, hey. But I definitely take a lot of inspo from them because they were like fashion dolls. But I do take a lot of inspo from other queens, like Trashly said, especially working in like a club scene before all of this mess was definitely like looking at on stage. I think for a drag queen too is definitely important for on stage, how your makeup reads, because like sometimes you like drop bigger when you're on stage opposed to doing something for photography. I think that's important as well. But yeah, definitely a lot of like fashion runways and definitely Bratz dolls. That's where I get my style from.
What about you, Cash?
Well, the early on in my careers, I was inspired a lot by kimchi. In San Francisco, actually, Creme Fatale used to live here.
I love Creme Fatale.
Me too.
She's so beautiful.
She's so talented.
I think she's appearing at Stream Queens Con, actually.
Oh yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
Also, I'm friends with Rock'em Sakura here in San Francisco, if you know her style too. I also inspired by a lot of like drawings, like a lot of digital drawers on Instagram.
Yes.
And because someone told me when like how I was trying to figure out my face, they're like, you're not trying to paint like a female or a woman, you're trying to paint like how you would draw a woman on your face. And I've always gone for more like really graphic styles. Another style I also inspire from is like decor fashion. So that's like a lot of rainbows, a lot of pastel, a lot of neon. So I try and incorporate that into my makeup as well.
What about you, Dear?
Sorry, I was just staring at Cash's face.
I was too. I was like,
I was sort of entranced for a moment.
Could you not? I mean, look at the material.
I'm inspired by Cash Monet's face today. I take inspiration from a lot of different places, but I went to school not for makeup, but for illustration. I love fashion illustration. I love cartoons just in general. I didn't learn animation at all, but I love cartoons. Like I love just like the sexy girl that they try to impress in like Tom and Jerry and Jessica Rabbit and stuff like that. Like Red Hot Riding Hood from the Looney Tunes. Like every girl has like a really tall eyelid and they're always wearing purple and it's shimmers and they're always so like sexy but coy at the same time. And I love that. I just love like illustrative makeup. Like Cash said, graphic.
yes.
That really resonates with me because I like things to jump out at you and be loud, and even if I'm wearing neutral makeup or softer kind of looks. Like I like there to be aspects that really stand out, like a cartoon. Because in a cartoon, you all you have is color and lines to work with. You don't have lighting to like bounce off of the face and stuff like that. You have to create the features with bold lines.
Yeah,
and I love that.
I also to read too on the face.
Oh,
like
yeah.
You read brows, eyes, lips, and it's just every aspect tells its own story.
And every feature is like realized. I also like what influenced my style. Some is also like Trashly said, learning from other people. Like, and it didn't like one example. It didn't influence like the result of my makeup, but like how I do my makeup. I never did my makeup on stream or on the internet. I never like even showed myself out of drag until one day I saw Trashly doing her makeup like start to finish during a Twitch stream, and I was like, that is the coolest thing I've ever seen, because it was 4 years ago. Like there was barely any makeup being done on the platform, at least from what I saw. There was no drag except Trashly and me.
Well, honey, you know Hassan and Avi isn't taking 2 hours to get ready outside of his stream. I have to make use of all my time.
Yeah, it's like that's half of your potential stream if you're not showcasing that process. But it just like it influenced my stream in ways that like I can't even like talk enough about. Seeing someone do their makeup, I was like, that is the most genius thing I've ever seen, and now I do it pretty much 99% of my streams. It starts with the makeup process and then it goes into the gaming, which started as the focus point of the stream. But I love makeup, so it just makes sense to talk makeup for a few hours with whoever's out there and visits me.
Oh, it's so much fun. You just get to, it's almost just hanging out with people while you do your makeup, and it's so relaxing.
I'm playing a clip of you. I'm playing a clip of you doing your makeup right now, and you look so beautiful.
Well, the next part, continuing on, is how do you think makeup elevates your drag transformation as a whole, almost? Would you be able to pull off the same looks with or without makeup?
For me, I wouldn't even be doing makeup. I mean, I wouldn't even be doing drag without makeup. Like the makeup is the most exciting part to do, and so I'm just like, let's start with the makeup. Let's go for the makeup. I think like if someone is starting drag, the best place to start is the makeup, because you can just do that alone with yourself. Like you don't have to broadcast it on the internet like we do. You don't have to go to the club yet or like post pictures of it yet. You can just learn your face and learn what looks good, and like that can like ease you into drag. And makeup is it's not always affordable. It's an investment, but it's accessible. It's very accessible, because like you can buy makeup pretty much anywhere you go, whereas like wigs, like you have to buy that at a wig shop or on the internet. But you can just walk over to Target and get some lipsticks.
I say if you're spending 2 hours doing your makeup, go out to the club, post pictures.
Yeah, why not? I mean,
yeah, I mean,
if you think you look fabulous, then you're doing drag right. Like show the world, because yeah, that's my opinion. 'Cause, like, I mean, let's be honest, the straights don't know. They don't know the difference between good and bad makeup. They'll just say, "Yes, queen."
Yes, queen.
No matter what you look like.
And then a year later, when Facebook or Instagram reminds you of that look, from
you're like, wow,
right? And you're just like, oh my god.
I was literally gonna say that.
You've
got a story.
Like, I don't know her. I want to jump ahead and ask, what is your tried and true favorite product, either from when you first started drag compared to right now? Nemesis, please tell us.
Looking over at my makeup station to figure out what it is.
Blue foundation.
Yeah, my blue foundation. I'm not really sure. I mean, my favorite part of makeup is definitely highlighter. I think highlighter it's just so much fun. And I know like there was a huge like resurgence of highlighter. Like everybody was doing like so much highlighter and putting it on. But I'm like, yeah, I was like, do it up. I love it. I mean, I like everything looking wet. Like I love a wet look. Like Kim Kardashian at the Met Gala, like wet, like glossy. Glossy. Like I love that kind of look. So I would definitely say highlighter. But definitely, I guess foundation, because like mine is very high coverage. So I like to cover my flaws because I do makeup a lot. So I guess I would say it's definitely important, maybe not my favorite, but I'm not really sure what my favorite is. Maybe I'll come back to that later.
What about you, Cash? What was your favorite product?
I love blush. I put it on my cheeks. I also put it on my nose a lot. Sometimes my forehead, you know, when you want to look like you've been like out in the sun, you got like a little sunburn. Like put it right here. And white liquid eyeliner.
Yeah.
I love white liquid.
You're speaking to me right now. You're like blush, white eyeliner. I'm like that. Just point me out. I'm wearing a lot of blush, a lot of white eyeliner. Those are probably my favorites too.
I mean, I do love blush, and I love glitter, and I love rhinestones.
Yes.
I call them gems. My little gems that I like to put everywhere. I love doing that, but specifically, one of the products that I have always been using are they're not paying me, but NYX jumbo eyeliner pencils. They can I can basically touch my eye with them, and it doesn't irritate my eyes. So I'm always using that for my waterlines.
And the BH Cosmetics.
And the BH Cosmetics.
Yeah. I'm still using that contour palette.
I am too. That's what I use.
I know.
To jump off of what Dear said with the white eyeliner being their favorite, what do you think is your signature style in your drag that you think people will most recognize you for? We'll start with Dear. Is it the white eyeliner?
Oh, definitely the white eyeliner. Like I have it on my lips. I have it as highlights. I've got it like that's what I used on my nose. Is a liquid white eyeliner by NYX. It's the waterproof Epic Wear. But I would say I'm like my favorite product is lip, and I think that I'm pretty recognizable for my lip. But I would almost say I'm recognizable for just the combination of the shapes, because like I do my nose in a very specific way, and I do my lips in a very specific way, and I always have really big eyelashes and circle lens. So, yeah, I would say
the
lips
whole face.
and nose. Lips and nose with the whole face. Also, those are the things that people like to read me for, too. Like on Reddit and on Instagram, if big accounts retweet me, they're like, cool eye makeup, but I just don't get the nose. Or it's like I see the real lip. I see the real lip ridge, and it's like, well, bitch, no, duh, I'm a drag queen. Like, are you looking for subtleness? Because maybe you should keep scrolling.
Put your chapstick back on and keep going. Like, Cash, what about you?
I would say, since I started out doing drag, is just big eyeliner. I would just go out. Sometimes after a gig, I would take off my wig and there'd be black eyeliner on the lace, like back here. And I'm like, I need to stop this. I need to get help.
A few wipes.
Black eyeliner, Inglot.
The best.
And yeah, I think the black eyeliner thing. I've been toning it down recently. I've been doing like really small eyeliner because I wanted to do bigger cut creases. So I've been playing around with different shapes lately, but yeah, black eyeliner, most definitely.
What about you, Trashley?
I was gonna say tits, but everyone in chat is saying Dear's major thing is the tits now because she stole that from me.
Did she actually go to your house and steal it from you?
She literally stole my tits.
Sorry, Trashley, they're gone. Why do you keep bringing them up?
People have said the brows before. The thing is, I try to change things up so often because I get bored. But I still have the same face underneath, so it all kind of looks the same in the end. But yeah, I don't know if I have anything distinguishing that I always do.
I would say your eye makeup. Like you always do the very specific like shape of the eyeliner and like the very like slanted, sexy, like reading you the house down boots. Yes, God work, mama.
Oh.
That's an actual makeup artist being able to tell what this style is. Unlike me, I'm just like I just put on makeup. I don't know what I'm doing.
Well, I'm sure that Flora and Nem probably know like we usually like inspect a makeup. We're like, what is up with that? Oh, and even Cash, because Cash said that she inspects all of the different shapes. So it's just like zoom in and take a look at exactly how they
It's
did that.
almost out
man,
of like
take a look.
you don't mean to. It's just
Oh.
you start like analyzing someone's
We're cutting
face,
away.
And you're just like
We're cutting away.
yeah, you just like you start to look at someone and then your makeup brain just starts to break down like, oh, how did they do that? Oh, I see
Mhm.
they've done that. And then you can't turn it off. I met someone and I said, oh, is that X lipstick that you're wearing? They're like, how did you know? It's like, I have a problem.
I always love that question though. Like a little bit further, like what, like looking at an image or looking at a person and being like, is that one color blush or is that three? Like you sort of have to like think about it. Did they use a transition blend
math
color
around that.
or did they not? That's always the interesting like puzzle about makeup, is figuring out exactly how they did something or where they used something or where they didn't use something.
Nemesis, what would you say is your iconic look?
So I definitely get like, I would say my inner corner. Every time I do makeup, I can't not do something in the inner corner. I don't know why, because maybe I have a hooded lid or something, but I usually do liner, like cover my entire lid in liner because I have a hooded lid, and then the inner corner with the white. But that's because my eyes are so weirdly shaped, so I do them that way so the makeup looks good. But then I do my nose contour a certain way because I like I watch a lot of anime and cartoons, so I always put like contour and blush at the end of it to make it look like an anime nose, because in anime they have really tiny noses usually, so I try to make it a little tiny nose. That's really all. I also like to, bouncing off what Trashly said, I like to experiment and have fun, because you don't want to get bored of makeup. I said that earlier too,
No.
but like you want to have fun, so
Always trying something new, and then you never know, you might like it and be like, oh, this
Yeah,
looks way
exactly.
better than what was I doing before.
Yeah, I mean, like before I did a shoot, and like before like I did stuff like this, I did a shoot with Eric Magnuson, and he does like shoots with all the Drag Race girls, but this is because he was local. My eyeliner used to be like up to here, I like the white under here, like I used to get Trixie, Kimchi, like the comparisons all the time because everything was so like big, but now since I've learned my face and stuff, I really like toned it down. It's a lot different
Dialed
now.
it in.
Yeah.
I wanted to ask everyone for advice for new babies out there. If they're just starting to get into makeup, what advice would you give? We'll start with Trashly.
I'll watch Miss Fame tutorials.
Tutorials.
Find a better. Those are really great tutorials, but find something that actually introduces you to the basics of drag and uses products that are more accessible and not. You don't have to go out and spend a fortune. Yes, makeup's expensive, especially when you want to get everything for drag makeup, but it doesn't have to be the most expensive. And yeah, that'll be my bit of advice.
What about you, Cash?
The same thing. Practice. Just keep on practicing. Find what inspires you with your makeup, or find people that inspire you makeup wise, and then try and recreate it, because that's what I did. And yeah, be sure, and not every foundation is self-setting. Just out there. Do something better, please.
Nemesis.
I think definitely learning your eye shape and stuff like that, like I touched on earlier, but definitely practice, like everybody's saying. You're not gonna get better if you don't practice. You really need to put time. It's same with like any kind of art. You always want to, like, if you're painting, you always want to paint to get better. If you want to like sculpt or create like anything with art, you always practice to get better. So especially with the pictures, like we were joking earlier, but like seeing yourself like a year ago but then to now is always good too, because you're looking and seeing your improvement.
Yeah.
It's good for your confidence, but also good for comparisons to see how far you've come with practice as well.
Yeah, and although it may be like embarrassing to see those older pictures, like you can't get good until you're bad first. Like it's okay to like
you start
fail
somewhere.
in these spaces. It's like everyone starts somewhere. Everyone.
Everyone.
Dear, what about you?
My advice would be, like Trashly mentioned, like set your sights on attainable things and like things in things that you can work on slowly but surely. Like you can build up your skills gradually. Like no one is born an amazing technician or like a fine artist or a makeup artist or anything. Like everything takes work and dedication, and so if you're not the best makeup artist, if you didn't like blow out all your features like in the best way the first time, no one did. You know, take your time, learn from what you do. Exactly what Nem was saying. Like when I was younger, I would take pictures of my my makeup and then I'd put them on Photoshop and I would use the warp tool. Like I would sort of like circle a thing, and I don't think Facetune existed at the time, but it's just like circle a feature, make the lips bigger, tilt the eyebrows different, like just learn, like sort of learn from your mistakes, and also try new things, because you never know what will work. You never know till you try.
Can I add something?
Please.
Also, I think a good point is makeup comes off. You can always, like, you can take it off and just do it again. I mean, like, that's the fun thing about it. Yeah, you can just do whatever, you can practice, even, like, just practicing your shapes, practice on one eye, do it on the other eye, see something different, and have fun with it. But also, if you need makeup tips, you can book me on Cameo.
That kind of leads into our question section of the panel. We're going through some of the questions that were submitted by chat, and the first one that stuck out to me was, what is the best product for doing colorful skin? I'll go on this and say, what is the best technique you found with doing colorful skin bases for your looks? This was asked by Leash Kebab.
Leash Kebab. Well, I think that both Nem and I should answer this one. So today I used the aqua color by Mayron, and I mixed it with water. literally I didn't. This is probably what celebrities do, but I didn't want to go to the bathroom to get water, so I poured smart water on it.
But did you drink it before? Like, what is going on?
I took a sip and I just poured some on it. I did not want to get up.
Some for me, some for the paint.
I was like, I forgot to wet this paint. But I like the aqua color. I find that they're very easy to work with, and I put that on the entire face, and then I highlighted with Clown White. In my normal makeup, I don't like Clown White because I find it too greasy and wet. To Cash's point.
Is that the Ben Nye Clown White?
It's actually the Makeup Forever Clown White.
Oh, Makeup Forever. Okay.
Either one works. But highlight with white, shade with the aqua paint, and then powder it. But I like a drier makeup. I don't like a too creamy makeup, so I like that the aqua color, you wet it and then it dries to powdery.
Matte.
Yeah, it dries to a matte finish. So mixing it with the Clown White just gives it a little bit of a consistency. If it was a cream stick, I don't personally like those, but I love how they lay on color. I bet they lay on color better than the aqua.
Yeah, I've heard good things about those. But for me, I used to do, like, on stage in my, like, shows, my like gimmick was doing blue. Like, I would do blue at every show, like 4 nights a week. Like, it was insane. But I actually have it right here, and it might be kind of gross, but this is an affordable option, is this Makeup Forever dupe from Amazon. It is $20. Every drag queen has this. If you don't have this, you're a liar. It has every different color in it. You can look at Amazon Makeup Forever palette dupe. It's $20. You can Trashly's typing on their phone like it is so good though, but it has, like, especially for blues, even you can take it, like, I have a palette scooper and you can mix colors.
And that's what you used today, yes?
Yeah, I used the 2 blues in this palette. I try not to get it on my white gloves, but this is what I would use. I have maybe 7 of these just because I used to do blue all the time, but I try to use everything that's affordable, because I want, like, I'm on a budget, so it's definitely an affordable option. But I also, like, Clown White for me does not work as well, so I use the white in that because it irritates my eyes. I have a really sensitive eye. And I find anytime I use a Clown White, it always irritates my eyes. So I use any, like, white concealer I can find from, like, the drugstore.
I've been loving Color Pops.
Yeah.
Oh, they're individual, like, color palettes where, like, they stay within the same color family?
You're asking me?
Yes.
Yeah, just the tube concealer of white. They sell it at Ulta.
Oh, and yes, that
like,
one.
And it's like $9 or something. So that's like an affordable
Color Pop is super
just
affordable.
White if you need it to if you just need white.
Let's see. Oh, one from Lilac Skies 29. How do you handle taking inspiration from other artists? Or how would you, I'm going to play on that and say, how would you feel like if someone took inspiration from you in turn? How does inspiration work within your makeup and the community at large? We'll start with Trashley.
Oh boy.
Trashley stole my look.
No, as Deer has continually taken inspiration from me throughout her successful career, I don't think anyone's really taken too much makeup inspiration from me, but just like I would be like I've had people draw me and I'm just flattered. If people did makeup like me, I would be flattered, which I would just consider it, you know, a compliment to my skills. I also steal a lot from other people, but I feel like I always kind of make it my own. But I also don't think, like, Trixie, I know, loves when people does her style of makeup, and I'm sure other drag queens that have very distinct styles feel the very same way.
What about you, Nemesis?
I definitely think bouncing off that art is really important. When someone does art, it's crazy that someone's like obviously doing something about you, so you're definitely flattered. But I think definitely like crediting your sources and who helped you is definitely important. To be like, hey, like, oh, like you helped me with this. But it's definitely a good time. It's lovely when someone does something by you, and I love seeing anything that anybody has ever done something by me. So
what about you, Cash?
I mean, I feel super flattered when people copy my makeup or like are inspired by it. And as far as you being yourself inspired by someone else, I would just say, like, keep on looking at the details. And when you inspire by something, you can either go in two ways with makeup. Like, you can literally take what they're wearing on their face and put it on your face, or use that as inspiration to turn it into your own style. Because there's always different ways by using a source for inspiration.
Yeah, it's like imitation versus influenced.
For sure.
What about you, dear?
I think that makeup is like an art form that we can learn from each other with. It's like, I went to school for illustration, and so like it's really difficult. I mean, some people are able to, but it's really difficult to just sit down with a piece of paper and a pencil and just like copy another person's art form. It takes a lot of like, you have sometimes you have to be trained in that art form to be able to replicate it. But makeup is something really cool because it's accessible and it's easy to learn through experience. And so that's what I love about being a Twitch streamer is people can come to me, they can ask questions about makeup, and I can teach them and step them through it, because I think that drag is based around community, and why not learn from each other? I would say that I learned drag makeup from emulating pieces of other people's faces, and then I tweaked them and changed them. Once I had that skill learned, I could really go for it in my own way. And I think that that's really important when you are setting yourself apart as a drag artist, is you are your own creative. You're not a carbon copy of someone else. You created this character, or you created this look, or you created this performance, and it's all you and your work. So I would say anyone out there working on your drags, definitely learn from us, learn from each other, learn from everybody, but pick up on those little nuances that make it yours, because that's what makes drag so special. Is like, my drag isn't like your drag or their drag or anyone's drag. It's like, we're all individuals.
I think this will be our close to final question before we have to sign off. This one's from Hey Chato. If you were each an individual makeup product, what would you be, and what would your personified makeup product voice be?
Oh my god.
Trashley, what would you be?
I'd be glitter, and I would sound like this.
Cash, what about you?
Hi, I'm the crusty brown eyebrow pot. Welcome.
Nemesis, what are you?
Oh my gosh. I think I would be like this really like hot pink lipstick, and I would sound like this like very valley girl, and like always just annoy the crap out of you. I just sound like that all the time.
Miss Deer, what are you?
I know I'm dressed as a cow, sort of cow print, but I would be a lipstick a lipstick with like the gnarliest, like the packaging would be everything. It would just be a lip balm inside. It wouldn't even be anything. But it would be like the trashiest, most garish, like grandmother's couch cat print. And I would sound like this.
Stop!
Oh. Okay, that didn't take too long. So maybe we can have one more. Let's see. From Tara Sylvania. As a mom of an LGBT kid who is getting into cosplay and drag makeup, what are some things I can look out for, like good brands to start out and experimenting with? So what was the starter pack for someone who's just dipping their toes into this?
Age Cosmetics.
Yeah.
Not even lying. I'm not even joking.
No,
Like, it's
I
actually,
really agree.
I literally used the Take Me to Brazil palette.
Take
from
me
it.
to
Yes.
Brazil.
I will go running. I'm not actually gonna get up because I'm not wearing pants right now. But it is a really good it's a really good palette.
Mhm.
And they have really good everything. They have good brushes. They have good palettes. They have good contour kits. They have it all. So I mean, go ahead, and they're good price.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. What do you think, Cash?
I mean, that's such a good answer already.
It is.
But also, this is also to anyone too. When you're buying makeup, you should do your research too. Make sure you're supporting the correct makeup brands, because there's a lot of makeup brands out there that are run by people who are very problematic. So you want to make sure that you do your research before you buy anything from them.
Tell them.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Oh my stars! Can't believe you just said that.
Well, thank you, Trash. Oh dear, go ahead.
I would say I would just hop off of Cash's statements. So make sure that you take a look at all the if you're specifically looking for brands that you want for your LGBTQIA plus child, ones that support their identity. So and you can just simply like take a look at the brand's Instagram or something like that. Make sure that they repost photographs of people of all different identities. They believe in your child's identity. Make sure that they believe in trans rights, gay rights, queer rights in general. And also something to be mindful of is cruelty-free and animal testing kind of things. Yeah. But I would say Sugar Pill. I mean, it's not the most it's not the most affordable because it's a little like it's not like drugstore prices, but it is very good quality, and it's I believe it's made in the USA, and it's run by people that love the LGBTQIA plus community and family.
I was
Trashly.
gonna say Sugar Pill too. Yeah.
Yes.
Great brand. But I do want to say, like, I've noticed that even though I started out with cheaper makeup, the more expensive makeup I used, the easier it was to do things on my face. I will be honest that sometimes more expensive is better. Sometimes it's not, unfortunately.
Oh, sometimes it's just the name.
Yeah, sometimes it'll just be a name brand, but I feel like if you like brands like Sugar Pill, where I feel like it's like it kind of meets in the middle with quality and price.
Yeah, it's like you're paying for a good quality. Like you can count on it to work.
Yeah,
and you're not like spending way too much.
And there's some things that you can buy cheap. Glitter, just buy. Don't buy craft glitter because sometimes it has glass.
Craft glitter.
Make sure you're buying cosmetics when you're putting stuff on your face. Buy cosmetics.
Yeah, don't. But I feel like there are certain parts. I don't know. You can all correct me, but I feel like more expensive foundations are better because they blend better, and it's a lot easier to blend them.
And it's better for your skin.
In my experience. So I feel like you can get away with some things like eyeliner. I don't think you need whatever. Deer can argue with me all night about this. I don't think you need expensive eyeliner.
You like the House Labs one.
I do, but I get it on sale.
I like Wet n Wild.
Yeah, you get it on sale.
Okay. With that being said, we're just a moment away from being finished. If you'd like to plug anything, please feel free to do so. And just a heads up to everyone, the next panel after us is Visibility, Conversations with Black Creators. So please stick around to watch that. So any final statements or plugs you guys want to say?
My name is Dear. Let's Play What You Fear. Twitch.tv/Dear. Love you so much. Thank you. Cash.
I'm on here as Cash Money Drag. And I have my panel tomorrow with the Asian and Pacific Islander panel. Woo! It'll be fun.
And Trashly?
I'm Drag Trashly on Twitch, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, and especially if you watch my Sims Drag Race on YouTube, you can see the Friday night we're doing a Sims Drag Race Stream Queens Edition finale. I'm in a clip show tomorrow following that. Tonight I'm going to be in the Switch Up, so watch that as well.
Yes. Nemesis.
I'm over here on twitch.tv/Nemesis Network every Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, and Sunday. Hashtag Num for Partner.
Yes! Come on!
Thank you. I'm hosting the non-binary representation panel tomorrow at I don't know whatever time, but stay tuned for all the panels. They're fun.
Yes.
All right,
And
thank you all so much.
thank you, Flora. Mwah. Love you all. Bye.
Thank you all.
Bye.
We love makeup.